Cheating girlfriend leaves me for a beautiful woman who then leaves her for me. I had been dating Jess for a year and a half when she dropped a bombshell on me. We were sitting on her couch watching Netflix when she turned to me and said, "I need to tell you something." My heart raced as she took a deep breath and said, "I've been seeing someone else." I felt like the air had been knocked out of me. "What?" I said, my voice cracking. Jess looked down at her hands. "It's a girl," she said quietly. "I think I might be in love with her." I was stunned. I had suspected that something was off between us, but I never could have imagined this. My mind raced as I tried to process the news. I thought about how I had introduced Jess to my family, how we had talked about moving in together, how we had planned a trip to Europe for next summer. It all seemed like a lie now. "How long?" I managed to ask. "About 6 months," Jess said. "I'm sorry." I stood up and grabbed my jacket. "I need to go," I said, my voice shaking. Jess reached out to touch my arm, but I pulled away. "Please don't hate me," she said. I didn't respond. I just walked out the door, feeling numb. The next few weeks were a blur of sadness and confusion. I tried to focus on work, but my mind kept drifting back to Jess and the other girl. I wondered if I had missed any signs, if there was anything I could have done differently. I cried in the shower, in my car, in bed at night. I felt like a part of me had been ripped away. Meanwhile, Jess and the other girl, Lily, were posting pictures all over social media. They looked so happy together, laughing and kissing and cuddling. I couldn't bear to look at it, but I couldn't stop myself from scrolling through their profiles late at night, torturing myself with their happiness. One day, about 3 months after Jess had left me, I got a message from Lily. She apologized for what happened and asked to meet up to talk about things. I hesitated at first, but curiosity got the better of me. Lily and I met at a coffee shop. She looked nervous and fidgety as we sat down at a small table in the corner. "I just wanted to say I'm sorry for what happened," Lily said, her eyes downcast. "I know I hurt you. Jess and I should have been honest with you from the start." I listened as Lily spoke, feeling a sense of closure. It was clear that she was sincere in her apology. "It's okay," I said finally. "I'm moving on, and I hope you and Jess are happy together." Lily looked up at me, her eyes searching mine. "Actually, Jess and I broke up," she said quietly. "It turns out that I'm not really into women." I realized that I was just confused. I raised an eyebrow. "So why are you telling me this?" Lily took a deep breath. "Because I think I like you," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I know it sounds crazy, but Jess did talk about you a lot, how you were such a great guy and about your interests. I guess I've just been thinking about you a lot lately, and I wanted to see if there was any chance for us to get to know each other." I was floored. I had never thought of Lily in that way before, but as she spoke, I found myself feeling something stir inside me. Maybe this was my chance to move on, to start fresh with someone who didn't have a complicated past. After all, she was beautiful, so why not give it a moment's chance? "Okay," I said. So we sat there and talked for a while longer, and I found myself opening up to Lily in ways I never had before. She was funny, intelligent, and kind-hearted. It felt like we had a connection, like we understood each other in a way that no one else could. We started dating soon after that, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Lily was so different from Jess. She was more easygoing, more spontaneous, more willing to take risks. We went on long hikes in the mountains, explored new neighborhoods in the city, and tried all sorts of exotic foods. Meanwhile, Jess was still posting all over social media, but her pictures were no longer filled with the same happy glow as before. She looked tired, sad, and alone. Part of me felt bad for her, but another part of me couldn't help feeling a sense of satisfaction. Maybe this was karma for what she had done to me. Lily and I continued dating for several months, and things were going really well. We talked about moving in together, about taking a trip to Europe, about our hopes and dreams for the future. I felt like I had found my soulmate, someone who understood me on a deep level. And then one night, Lily turned to me and said, "I love you." I felt a surge of emotion as I looked into her eyes. "I love you too," I said, feeling a weight lifted off my shoulders. From that moment on, Lily and I were inseparable. We moved in together, got a dog, and started planning our future together. It wasn't the life I had imagined with Jess, but it was a good life, a happy life. Looking back on it all, I realized that sometimes things don't work out the way you plan. Sometimes you have to go through heartbreak and pain to find your true love. And sometimes, the person you end up with is the one you least expect. How would you have reacted to Lily's initial message if you were him? Would you have given her a chance too? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.